There is a clock inside your body counting down as you age. If it drops below a certain number, then the chances are you may not have great health and your functional fitness for tasks you now take for granted will be poor. So it's highly unlikely you'll be able to live independently.
And if you could slow down that clock or even stop it for a while, I think you'd probably do it. That number is a measure of your aerobic capacity, your VO2 max. And in this video, I'll explain what you might want yours to be about now.
Exercising past the point where you're getting a little breathless is what improves VO2 max.
There are 3 parts to this video, and you can jump around them using the chapters in the video description. We're going to end up talking about why precisely measuring your VO2 max in a lab is arguably less important than the estimate your smartphone gives you. We'll also look at why VO2 max is so absolutely important as you get older for independent living. And first, what is VO2 max?
VO2 max is the maximum rate at which the heart, lungs and muscles can effectively use oxygen during exercise, your individual aerobic capacity, a fitness number. VO2 max declines with age. In general, it's around 15% a decade after age 50. That can be reduced with training, but not eliminated as it's a function of our declining maximum heart rate. The VO2 max needed for independent living has been given variously as 13, 17.5, 18 and 20 in different research I've found, slightly lower for women. So if we want to clear that hurdle comfortably, we have to err on the side of caution.
Let's turn this shinty pitch into a giant graph. At this end we're 100, and this is the fitness line we need to clear for independent living. At the other end we're 50. How high does our fitness need to be so that on a 15% declining glide path we still clear this line? So if that's what you need at a VO2 max at 100, let's go back in time. This is the VO2 max you would need age 90. This is the VO2 max you'd need aged 80. VO2 max for 70. VO2 max for 60. I'm up there. And you would have to start age 50 with a VO2 max like this if you are going to end up where you want. As I say, few people probably expect to live to age 100, but if you want health span more than lifespan, I would have thought this is something you would want to be focusing on as early as you can.
Now I've taken the higher figure, and just for men, because the exact numbers do not really matter. I've only used these to make the point that keeping your VO2 max as high as possible is important. What's a good VO2 max? Obviously it varies with age, and this is the range given for men in their 60s, from 46 milliliters per kilogram per minute and over for elite athletes to less than 25 for someone particularly unfit.
Those figures are norm reference standards. They are measured in the laboratory, and that's the only place you can measure VO2 max. So don't go checking your smartwatch for your VO2 max or doing a self-test and thinking you can estimate yourself and compare yourself against those numbers. You just can't really do that. There's too many errors. But arguably, those estimates are more useful to you than a true measurement.
Blast it. Keep going, push, squeeze all the way. Big breath in. If you want your VO2 max measured, you have to go to a lab. I went to Hampden Sports Clinic last year. The gases you inhale and exhale are monitored while you run or cycle progressively harder. Pushing yourself until you can go no more is not pleasant. And once you get your VO2 max number, what then? It's just a snapshot in time, and regardless of how high it is, you still have to continue to exercise to raise it or keep it high. This is why our modern gadgets are so useful. Previously, we'd use a range of self-tests to estimate, not measure, VO2 max, and I'll have a go at some in a future video. Now wearables can be fairly accurate, although this study, which compared two, concluded their estimates should be used with caution because of the large random error associated with them.
Where the self-tests, and the smartwatches in particular, really shine is comparing not against other people or against some reference standard, it's comparing yourself against yourself over time. And in that case, the absolute number, that doesn't really matter at all. It's the improvement as you exercise in your VO2 max that you can see and you can know it's doing you some good.
Here are my figures from Garmin and Apple. It doesn't matter if they're wrong, provided they're consistently wrong. They chart progress, or in my case, decline. A virus has stopped me exercising for 6 weeks and my VO2 max has dipped and then risen as I started again. Much as I love hill walking and long rides, these are not the things to increase VO2 max significantly. Now I have to suggest you check with your doctor before you start any exercise program, but VO2 max training needs intensity, whether inside on a turbo or treadmill or outside on a hill. The classic after a warm-up is to alternate 4 minutes hard with 4 minutes easy. Extend that easy time to allow your heart rate to recover fully, or you'll not get the benefits from the hard stuff. Repeat 4 to 6 times and then cool down. The hard pace should not be a sprint. It should be the maximum you can maintain for that 4-minute block. These are longer than typical HIIT sessions. You'll find VO2 max sessions on Zwift and other platforms, and intensity should be below 20% of your overall activities. But it should be done.
We definitely know that doing some high intensity exercise is good for you, it's good for your VO2 max, it's good for your body, full stop, in lots of ways. The fit aging athletes, I think, listen to your body, that sticking rigidly to a program you've come up with months in advance, you're probably going to get injured. If you don't listen to your body enough, you're going to run into trouble. Listen to what it's telling you. Do your hard sessions hard, but do plenty of moderate level sessions as well.
There are many more videos in this series covering my diet and strength sessions because fitness is about much more than just cardiovascular health. I'm now seeking out experts to improve what I do, so more videos to come. If you haven't already, please check out this video with climbing cardiologist Dr. Peter Clarkson explaining how hard older athletes should train and the risks to their hearts. You'll find all this in the Older Athletes series by clicking on this. Adventure cycling videos are here. The next video will be along as soon as I can make it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.